What's going on, everybody? It's Kevin back here with another video, living out of my van out here in Colorado at the moment. A lot of people have been asking, Kevin, how do you find campsites? Like, do you pay for campsites? I touched a little bit on like the site I'm in right now. I'm just outside of Alamosa, Colorado, between Alamosa and the Great Sand Dunes National Park, with some beautiful 14,000 footers behind me here in Colorado. This is BLM land, Bureau of Land Management. It's public land camping. There's dispersed spots. It's a 14-day limit. You can come here. There's no amenities, so you have to basically dry camp. Make sure you bring enough water. If you have electric, you have your solar set up, you have your own bathroom, and you don't leave any trace when you leave. You pack up everything. You leave nothing. Like, you leave it better than what you found. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how I find campsites, because I'm going to actually be picking up here after work today and moving to another location on my way to Mesa Verde, Colorado. Well, Mesa Verde National Park. So let me bring you inside. I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. All right, so mostly I use iOverlander, but I know the route I'm going to take. So I'm currently right around here, right about here on the map, just outside of Great Sand Dunes National Park. I'm going to be coming down to Alamosa and riding, I think this is Highway 160, basically over to Durango, Colorado. So what I want to do is I've actually been poking around at this already, so I'm going to show you exactly what I do. I found this campsite. You can view more details, and this is all just from like other people like myself, that if I find a spot, I can put a GPS coordinate, I can put up pictures, and I can put up an explanation. And then on here, we'll say like, it does a description. This is a national forest road. There's some photos. Tucker Ponds Campground on the Rio Grande is actually up in this location. It's not open until actually this coming weekend, but there's tons of pullouts and stuff for boondocking, public land camping. That looks pretty good. You could find this road right here. This is Pass Creek Road. This is where I'm looking at, and I'll zoom in all the way with satellite view, and just to kind of see, like, okay, hey, there's a large pullout here. This is what I'm looking at. Okay, the road looks fairly passable, and according to some of the reviews, it is. Then again, I'm doing this fairly early before summer season starts, so a lot of the roads haven't been graded yet. So actually today at the spot I'm currently at, it's been getting graded. So you never know what you're going to get into. But I can see there's a pullout right here. Keep coming along. There's a couple little pullouts just off the side of the road if I really wanted to, but I'm hoping to spend like a night or two. There's a really nice spot right here. And this looks like it overlooks the river and the highway across the way. I heard there's some highway sound, which is fine by me. But this should allow me to get good Starlink and solar to work from for tomorrow. I'm only hoping to spend one night here, potentially two, depending on how beautiful it is. But we come up further up, I mean, you can even see on the Starlink, on the satellite imagery, that there's people camped out here. So another spot, potentially good Starlink, definitely solar, but right where these folks are, I should have no issue. So that's kind of the gist of how I do it. I do actually do it all on my phone while having Google Maps up on a computer, just so I can kind of like in real time find out the exact location. And I pay for iOverlander, totally worth it. I think everybody should support them if you're doing any dispersed camping, even if it's for a weekend. It's cheaper to pay for iOverlander and find spots that work for you, rather than paying $30 a night for a established campground with a pit toilet. I mean, you can, I definitely do, but I prefer to have, this, free camping available to me and bring my own amenities. I think it's a little bit more freeing in a weird way. Another really important thing to think about when you're like in a situation like I am, where you need to find a camp spot for the night. And the thing is, with dispersed camping, it's not a reservation. It's first come, first serve. So you might get there, and yeah, it might be 30 spots available, but all 30 of them are taken up. You can always ask, see if you can squeak in next to somebody, but a lot of the times people are going dispersed camping and kind of get away from people. So they're not always willing to share sites, which is totally understandable. That's the whole point of it. So you should always have a backup. I have multiple backups, so if that spot doesn't work out, there's another one 5 minutes down the road I can go check out. If not, there's another one 45 minutes down the road, and another an hour 35 minutes down the road. So I have backups. They're not right down the street, super available. And the thing is, I could I could strike out on every single one, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. Now, the thing I've noticed with the van is every single time you pack up, there's always something that shifted that you don't notice. So sometimes it makes some crazy sounds, and just drive for like a couple minutes, pull over, and adjust where you need to be. If you're using Starlink and you have no phone service in the area you're in, don't forget to put in your directions prior to disconnecting your Starlink. Mistake I just made. Luckily, about a minute down the road, I was able to hook up to GPS. Sweet rig. I bet you I know what campsite he's gonna grab. He's probably gonna grab the one I just left. Enjoy that spot, it was good to me. Another thing I've noticed at most dispersed campsites that I've been to, like BLM land, is there's usually always like a large pullout right as you enter. And a lot of people don't care to stay there. You usually find some larger campers, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, especially this one right here. Yeah, you'll have some neighbors. Yeah, you're right off the main road. You might get some road noise during the day, but I'm sure you're not gonna get anything at night. But what a sweet spot to still set up. And then you're closer to the main road to get out and enjoy like the national parks, or get into town, or do what you need to do in the area. So let's boogie. Back on the road at elevation 7,544 feet. Welcome to Alamosa, gateway to the Great Sand Dunes. And we're at our first stop. Just gonna do some grocery shopping at Wally World. We'll stock up on some food items. All right, so I did my grocery shopping at Walmart real quick. Was hoping there was gonna be like trashes I could kind of dump my garbage in, but I'll have to find that at like a gas station or something of the sort. But yeah, went in there and this called my name, an Italian herb and cheese. So that's what I'm gonna have for lunch, and then the second half for dinner. So I'm gonna eat that right now while I'm in the parking lot. I also picked up a new tumbler, so I have like a tea glass because I left mine at home. That way we can actually make tea in the morning. But I'm gonna enjoy the sandwich, and then I'll see you guys back on the road. So now we're in the Rio Grande National Forest. Climbing up to 9,500 feet is where we'll be camping out tonight. Beautiful river I'm following along here off my left-hand side. We'll be pulling in at about just under 4 miles, and actually we'll be camping basically alongside the river tonight. Now I'm really hoping this spot works out for camping, because this is a gorgeous area. And just need a Starlink to work, and we should be all set. But yeah, this is the Tucker Ponds Campground Trailhead area. Let's just check this sign. The sign doesn't say anything's closed or anything of that sort. So now we're gonna go down this road. I think I've got about a mile to go down this road to our campsite. I think people get nervous about the idea of coming down a forest road if they've never been down a forest road. Oh, there's a sign here. No unlimited archery. Okay, so that's hunting. There's a spot right here, and that technically could work, but I want to keep going, see what else we can see. We know that spot's open. So let's go a little further. I think a couple of the spots I pointed out earlier have better views. They're a little bit more open. Looks like a little pullout right there. That's the thing about these forest roads. Even any of these little small pullouts, if you could fit it, you're fine for the night. And most of these areas, you're good for 14 days of camping. I mean, this is pretty though. Man, look at these views, holy moly. See, I'm hoping for a campsite with an open view like this of the river gorge, and that'd be perfect for Starlink as well. The highway we were just on is on the other side of this gorge. This is a gorgeous little site. All right, we'll keep that one in mind, because the next site I have is only 0.3 miles away, and I think that's just a little bit better, but we'll see. Yeah, there's a pullout right here. I think this is it. Oh wow, oh wow. Okay, so it's up on this little hill. We're gonna pull out right here, and we're gonna check that out in foot before we get too far. But man, oh my gosh, look at this view. Ha! Yeah, now this is the spot I'd be talking about. All right, let's park this up, and we'll walk up on that hill just to see if we can make that work. So this is what I'm talking about. Just a little bit of a hill, but goodness gracious, look at this absolute gorgeous view. Now my one concern is this is on the top of the ridge. It might be just a little too exposed by the wind, but yeah, it looks like a remnants of a fire. Solid ground, don't have to worry about getting stuck, but I don't know if you can hear it, but that wind is blowing. We're gonna take some photos here, but I think I'm gonna go down to that other spot that I saw earlier, so it's not nearly as windy, because I just don't feel like dealing with the wind again. I'd like to open the doors up and enjoy this beautiful view, but this is stellar right here. I'll tune back with you guys in just a little bit. All right, I've certainly come to the conclusion that this spot is undeniably beautiful, but I think that other spot I saw earlier will most likely work better for what I need. So we'll go try it out there, make sure Starlink works. If not, we'll sit up in the wind at this spot, but time to get back there. All right, we're at the next spot. Let's just give this a test. Solid ground. Yeah, this should work. I'm gonna set up Starlink as long as the Starlink can connect over these ridges and these trees don't interfere. We're mostly level. I think what I'll do is actually try to come a little, yeah, a little more this way. If not, I'll throw a leveling block on it. But little fire ring here. Don't have any firewood. Every time I've ever road tripped out west, it's always been the fire bans for late summer. So I've never even thought about taking firewood out to places like this. I'm pretty happy just being here. But what a killer spot. Tons of solar. Yeah, this should work wonders. And absolutely stunning scenery. All right, what I'm gonna do is get the leveling blocks out and set up camp. I've got full service on my phone, so that is a nice nice touch. But yeah, we're gonna set up Starlink first, make sure that all works, and if it does, then this is home for the next night or two. Alrighty, it's I'm having a great time right now. This spot has just invigorated me with tons of energy. Like, the vibe is back. So now we gotta figure out food. Just did some photo editing through the drone up. I'm sure I'll include some shots here. But nonetheless, let's get to making some dinner. Now, don't really know what I want, so I'm gonna kind of look through what I have. I could be lazy and do something easy, but I did just go shopping. Wait a minute. I bought a sandwich today. We're doing this grinder I bought at Walmart. That's what we're doing. Oh, best news of the day. I got a new tumbler, so I can actually make my morning tea. So, game changer. I am stoked with the decision I made to get out of where I was by the Great Sand Dunes. It was a beautiful spot, but the winds were just unbearable to really get out and just hike around and explore. So I kind of hunkered down during the day while working, which I built the van to work from, but have my sliding door open with a nice view in really cool areas. I mean, I know it's not gonna happen all the time, it's gonna rain, but nonetheless, that was the initial goal coming into building this. So I stopped at Walmart, like I mentioned earlier, and I just bought a sub. Like, they had a pre-made sandwich. I ate the other half for lunch today, and it actually slapped, like, high key. It was really good. So that's what we're just gonna do for dinner tonight. Other than that, just been kind of spending some time editing some photos. Yeah, nothing else really to report. I think I kind of showed you guys the site, showed you how I got here. iOverlander is really come in handy. There's other sites as well that I've used in the past. Campendium is really good, but I've noticed Campendium, every time I've used it, it's a little bit more outdated. I mean, there's definitely still some usage on it, but I think more people use iOverlander. So that's where I start. And again, Google Maps is your best friend to kind of just like see a satellite view and kind of envision the road getting up there, how big the site is before you get there. Especially if you tow a larger rig, like if you're towing a camper or you have a larger RV, you want to play it safe because there's almost nowhere to turn around up here except the campground. And I think the campground gates are still closed until this weekend because I think they open Memorial Day weekend. But just food for thought, that's all. I'm sure people watching this most likely have done dispersed camping or know about it, so I'm kind of just, you know, repeating a subject you guys already know about. But nonetheless, if you haven't, maybe this can be a little informative to you. For all of you people that have never been to elevation, this is what happens to a bag of chips at 9,000 feet, give or take. So yeah, all my East Coast friends, you've never seen a bag so puffed up. Are you ready for this? I was hoping it was gonna make more of a poof sound, but dill pickle is the way to go. Got my handy dandy bear spray handy. That's why it's handy dandy. Just definitely more bear territory here. And I've found some scat just around the campsite too, so better be safe than sorry. Not really too worried about bears, so, but you know, always take your precautions when necessary. Also, movie night means watching other YouTubers that live in vans. Shout out to Ryan. Thanks for the Tuesday night entertainment, brother. Whoa! It's Kevin from the future. I totally forgot to film an outro for that video. Kind of sum it up shortly, I woke up in the morning, it was 24 degrees out. It's too cold, so we actually only spent one night in that spot, and then we moved on to another one where we kind of chased some warmer weather. But I want to say thank you so much for joining along. Hopefully that video was a little bit more informative for you guys in case you've had questions about how I find these spots out here out west. You know, like I said, iOverlander is my best friend, same with Google Earth. I'm doing it all the time. I'm always poking on it. Like, it's like my social media. Instead of doom scrolling Instagram, I'm doom scrolling iOverlander, favoriting spots, checking them out on Google Earth, seeing what works. Especially for the areas I want to be that's heavily trafficked. You know, you always want to have some backups. But like I said, folks, thank you so much for tuning in this week. I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. See ya!